What's up, Fight fans? Thank you once again for coming through. Much appreciated. Remember, hit that subscribe button if you guys are new to the channel. Right, very quick disclaimer before we get on with the video. When I say the biggest heavyweight flop ever, it's relative to their expectations and where people thought they were going to be and what they were going to do. There definitely have been worse heavyweights, I mean, no doubt. But in terms of what was expected of them, I mean, this guy for me is number one and head and shoulders above everyone. And that guy is Odlanier Solis. A lot of people might not know him now, and the reason I bring him up now is obviously Deontay Wilder's fighting Luis Ortiz, and Luis Ortiz being a fellow Cuban, it just reminded me of the guy that I thought was going to be the one that broke the domination of the Klitschko brothers. But that didn't happen. A lot of people out there, in terms of new boxing fans, might not know too much about Solis, but Solis was arguably one of the best amateur heavyweights of his generation, probably the best amateur heavyweight of his generation. He won Olympic gold in 2004 in Athens. He also won World Championship gold in 2001, 2003, and 2005. He actually beat David Haye in a 2001 World Championship final in Belfast. I think that fight is on YouTube, so catch it if you can. It's a great little scrap. David Haye gets stopped in that, I think, in the second round. But he does wobble Solis with a big right hand, I guess the famous haymaker. But Solis done well to kind of recoup and show how good he was in stopping David Haye. He actually finished with a record of, I think, something like 250 fights with 14 losses as an amateur. So again, a very good amateur record. It's funny, he won 2004 Olympic gold, but he really should have won, or was favourite to win, the 2000 and Sydney Olympic medal as well. In a Cuban box-off, he beat Felix Savon in the lead up to it. So that was in their sort of Cuban trials. He beat Felix Savon, but Cuba decided that they wanted to send Savon to Sydney because they wanted Savon to see if he could equal Tefelio Stevenson's record of 3 gold medals back-to-back, which obviously Savon did do. So a lot of people, in terms of those in the boxing media, had sort of Solis as favourite to win if he did go. So we could potentially be talking about a double Olympic gold medalist to go with these triple sort of championships at world championship level. So again, a fantastic amateur record. Coincidentally, he actually beat Luis Ortiz, I think, 5 or 6 times as an amateur, and beat other people as an amateur. But obviously his biggest wins were probably against the experienced Felix Savon. Understand something, to be the number one Cuban heavyweight is no mean feat. I don't know how big it is now in the late 2000s, but sort of in the 60s, 70s, 80s and 90s, if you were the number one Cuban heavyweight, you're considered already one of the best heavyweights in the world by default, because it was that difficult to be the number one heavyweight in Cuba, a country that produces so many fantastic fighters, and he was number one. So everyone thought as soon as he sort of retired, if you like, from amateur boxing, he was going to go and do amazing things as a heavyweight. And look, to be fair to him, his career didn't start too badly, but the signs were there very early. When he fought as an amateur, he weighed in at around 200 pounds. So really trim 200 pounds. His first fight as a pro, he weighed in at 256 pounds. So the writing was on the wall from early for Solis. He just didn't know how to stay in shape, and I think with the extra weight came a lot of injuries. I think he got away with it early in his career because he was just that much better than the other fighters. I think his skill set was that much better, and he got matched difficult. He wasn't matched easily, but he was able to kind of get the wins, get the knockouts, and I think no one really complained too much about his weight. But I don't know if you guys remember the Vitaly Klitschko fight where he seemed to just twist his ankle, go down in his ankle, and that was that. The fight was called off in the first round, and Vitaly Klitschko obviously defended his WBC heavyweight title. Since then, he's had a couple of wins. He's come back and done okay, but he really hasn't been the same fighter. He got beat a couple of times by Tony Thompson, and he hasn't actually fought since 2016. So I don't know if he's retired now. I don't know what he's doing, but it is a shame because, as I said, a lot of people, including myself, I saw interviews with Max Kellerman, I've seen interviews with Sugar Ray Leonard, Doug Fisher. A lot of people thought this guy was going to be the best heavyweight around right now. And you think when he's 37, he should be still, to this stage, probably be dominating the heavyweight division. And it's strange because obviously his countryman, Luis Ortiz, has got a fantastic opportunity to beat Deontay Wilder. And you really and truly think that should be Solis Solis should be the one with the WBC belt right now, but it didn't quite work out. Obviously, it isn't automatic that a good amateur turns into a good pro, but 9 times out of 10, if you're a good Cuban heavyweight, and not just a good one, a very, very good one, you'll make a good professional heavyweight, and that just didn't quite work out for Solis. But what do you guys make of him? Have you guys seen his fights? Can you guys think of another heavyweight that had that much promise that didn't live up to it? I can't. But if you can, leave your names below. Let me know who it is, and so we can maybe possibly do a video about them as well. But for me, the #1 disappointing heavyweight of the last 20 to 30 years, 110% for me, is Odlanier Solis. But what do you guys think? Let me know. Peace.